Hello, my name is Joanna Dillman. I'm a grad student at Queen's University of Charlotte. Welcome to my digital presentation of my final paper for my COM 601 course. My paper argues that film has the capacity to provide equipment for living when facing adversity. Specifically, the film Gone with the Wind provides equipment for living for survival in times during which traditions, ways of life and thinking, and even love and understanding are gone with the wind. The first question I needed to answer was, can Kenneth Burke's equipment for living concept be applied to other works of art other than literature? Through my research, I discovered Barry Brummett's works that applied Burke's theories to media and film criticism. He drew two rules of equipment for living from his interpretation of Burke. First, the film must articulate the concerns, fears, and hopes of the people, and second, the film must provide resolutions so that the movie viewer now has a motive for dealing with the problems in his or her own life. In addition to Brummett, Stephen Young's paper supports the idea that equipment for living concept can be applied to film. Young stressed in his research findings that equipment for living is an individualistic experience and provides insight that different movies have different functions for different viewers, and the commonly cited functions of movies probably have many manifestations. Other interesting applications of Burke's equipment for living concept include Brett Jorgensen's 2006 thesis, Cultural Interpretations of Fantasy Film, The Lord of the Rings as Christian Equipment for Living, Daniel Layer's article, Surviving the Corporate Jungle, The Apprentice as Equipment for Living in the Contemporary Work World, and similarly, Lisa Perk's paper explored reality TV programs Super Nanny and Dog Whisperer as equipment for living for the orderly home. The findings are consistent that equipment for living can be applied to other works of art such as film. In the film Gone with the Wind, there are several illustrations of situations in which characters face adversity and how those characters overcome the situations are relevant and can be applied to the viewer. The general form of analysis for this project is narrative criticism method, which is thought to be most appropriate for testing my thesis. This criticism allows close examination of the narrative and the component parts, including the plot, characters, and settings, to better understand people, culture, and groups. The method will focus on the stories told within Gone with the Wind to understand how they help society make meaning out of our daily human experiences. The film is set in the Old South with its strict traditions and follows the life of Scarlett O'Hara. She is pragmatic, cunning, flirtatious, and manipulates men easily. Throughout the film, she manages to overcome adversity through brute strength of will, self-reliance, intelligence, and at times ruthlessness. Examples of Scarlett's brute strength of will include her refusal to believe her beloved Ashley Wilkes loves another, her escape with Melanie and Melanie's newborn baby from Atlanta at the brink of invasion, and her refusal to let her family's plantation, Tara, fall to another. Despite the severe gender inequality of the time, Scarlett displays strength and intelligence that equals or best the strength and intelligence of men. Scarlett used her wit to keep her family from starving, saved Tara from falling into the clutches of the carpetbaggers, and built her husband's lumber mill to be able to financially support the family. Viewers are shown another way to handle adversity through the character Melanie Wilkes. Melanie is the definition of the true Southern lady, being virtuous, self-sacrificing, and passive, and completely opposite of Scarlett. After the birth of her son, Melanie never seems to fully recover her physical strength, but her loving nature provides strength to many, including Scarlett. When faced with adversity, Melanie handles it with elegance and grace. The film's main male characters embody the conflicting impulses of the South. Ashley Wilkes stands for the Old South, nostalgic and unable to change. On the other hand, Rhett Butler is a seeker of opportunity and always seemed to have a plan. He planted one foot in the Old South and one in the New. The strategy for overcoming adversity learned through the main male characters would be to embrace change. Because Ashley could not change, he weakens and fades. However, Rhett thrives in the newly established society. Research concludes that Burke's concept equipment for living can be applied to film as well as literary works. Film and media illustrate situations and solutions that can be applied in viewers' real-life conditions. Knowledge gathered by utilizing narrative criticism can provide structure for human experience and influence people to share common explanations and understandings. When using this methodology to analyze Gone with the Wind, several strategies to overcome adversity are discovered. These strategies include embracing change and behavior and value modifications to include brute strength of will, self-reliance, intelligence, cunningness, and at times ruthlessness.